What's up, guys? This is the first custom build that I've done in 2025. It's for sale right now on my Facebook and my Instagram for $800 shipped. So it's basically $450 for the install, $350 for the Saber that I made, and then the shipping is free in there. So count like $20 in there somewhere for shipping. All right, but I wanted to do a complete demo video on this, just to do one because I made it and that's what I like to do, but also for anyone who might think about purchasing this, I always like to provide a demo video. So this is what I'm calling the Solo-13 scrap. We're gonna go over my desk and take a look at it and then get out of here. Thanks. All right, guys, here is the what I'm calling the Solo-13 scrap. So this is something that I've been making for the last week or so. Got done installing it today. It's for sale on my Facebook and my Instagram, and I wanted to do this demo so it would be all ready for whoever might decide they want to purchase it. I did pilfer a few parts off of an ignition ocularis. So this shroud and this shroud came from that, as well as this shroud. And then this piece right here that is just a greebly, there's no function here. And the bunny ears too. I took the bunny ears from there. But this has a 2.0 core that I kind of just did some milling on here. I made my own Graflex shroud because as I was etching the other one, I messed it up. I didn't care for it very much. So I just machined my own. I did machine these little brass greeblies here and here. These don't come out. You got some little tubes here. This is just meant to be a scrappy little utilitarian type of saber. Graflex clamp. It's a 2-button setup. You can see the tactiles underneath the clamp card here because I used a see-through card. So power's here, auxiliaries down here. All right, made for a 7/8 inch blade. It's a little long, but I can show you the KR Sabers V4 lit PCB in there. We'll put a blade in here for a second. It takes a 7/8 inch blade. I did some knurling on the handle. I also did some laser etching, just some circuitry type stuff here on this shroud and this shroud. I laser etched as like some Celtic knots here, some seamless Celtic knots, so I could go all the way around these 6 different pieces. Brass pommel here, all right. I laser etched this bottom shroud as well with the same type of circuitry pattern because I just thought it was cool. Heat stain and trim down all of these bolts. So these are 832 button heads, but I machined down the size of all the heads of the screws. So these 5 here, heat stained them all. These 2 right here did the same thing. I heat stained those as well. And then these 2 in here, I shaved those down and heat stained those as well. All right, and that's what I did in this one and this one, and this one and these 2 rather. I did the same thing. So a lot of taking those down, shaving them down, and then heat staining them. There is a single pixel accent under there, and it has a little brass mesh right in front of it. To get to the chassis, you just want to unscrew the handle here. I did cut down and rethread the 2.0 core so that I could thread it to the or to my own handle that I made. So it's rethreaded here. Brass sleeve for the chassis. This does not come out. It's got a real quartz crystal in there, and I machined and then made the crystal chamber from some various parts that I had laying around. So that lights up. It's got its own Neopixel accent. So the Neopixel accent for the crystal and the one up here, I'm just running sub blades, so they each do something different. All right. When the Saber's on, this one does like a broken circuitry effect. It does have a green blade for now with my sound font, so it's a green crystal. And again, was playing around with that particular circuitry design, so I put it around here, nice and seamless, so you can't tell where it ended. Coming over here, this is where you access the board, so it's kind of hard to tell from the video, but inside the chassis, the board is at an angle, so you could come in here right with a pair of tweezers. You can grab your SD card out and bring it out from there, put it back in, and a 90-degree data cable fits in there fine. That's how I program the board, so I know it works. All right, so that doesn't come out. Flipping it over here, you've got a 1.3 millimeter recharge port, and it has a little kill key in here that I designed and then printed. You just take it and pull this out. It's a little guy right here. Alternatively, if you ever lose this, you could use like the inside of a Bic pen or something, that little plastic tube that holds the ink, that's around the same diameter as this guy, and those will act for a kill switch as well. But when you pull that out, of course, you can see I've got the crystal chamber pulsing. This is running a 22 millimeter Smuggler's Outpost Nano Elite speaker. You hit power. So that's where you get that broken circuitry in there. We've got twist off, and then handle slides right on. I did give the brass chassis sleeve a brush finish. I just didn't weather it. I wanted to leave it just a little bit bright, but not perfect and shiny, so it got just a brush finish. All right, but when we got that on, easy to come over here and hit power. Auxiliaries back here. The blade lock up. Do twist off, and we'll take, this is the blade retention, this little knurled thumb screw right here. So we'll back that out of the blade socket, if you can see that there. I'll just make sure with my finger. Put a 7/8 inch blade in this guy. Go ahead and lock it down, hit power. It lights up a blade very well. All right, soundtrack. I'll do another long press to turn it off. Power again. This was a fun little project to do. It did take quite a bit of time to do it. This little switch holder in here, that was one of the first things that I had ever designed. I designed a switch holder to go into a Graflex clamp card just like this to hold 2 tactile switches. I didn't use that. I went ahead and I finally revisited that design from forever ago, and I designed a brand new one, and it fits in there very snug. So that will never come out of there. It holds the card in there very well. Didn't have to use any kind of tape or adhesive or anything like that. It's very, very sturdy in there, but easy to press the buttons. All right, we'll take the handle off when we're done. If you ever wanted to, you could come across here and you could unscrew the pommel. It does unscrew easily. Not that you'd really ever need to, but you can if you want to. All right, so no JB weld there. Everything's been threaded. And of course, when we're done, we'll come over here, we'll hit power. We'll take our little kill key, put it in the hole here, push down on it, and it kills power. All right, everything is killed like it should be. So it does have a brand new battery in it. It will need to be charged. This is straight from the store. Haven't charged it. I just wired it up and installed this guy this morning. But anyway, that is my Solo-13 scrap. Thanks for looking.